the Acts of the Apostles and in St. Paul's letters, we see a portrait not only of St. Paul's relationship with the first Christians, but also of those early Christian communities as St. Paul wanted them to be. Above all, we see the enormous human affection that St. Paul had for the Christians, those first Christians. And his letter to the Philippians, for instance, he ends it speaking of them as his beloved brethren, his joy and his crown. Frequently he speaks of himself as their father, as a parent who sacrifices himself for his children, or even as a nurse protecting his children, in this case from the dangers of heresy and division. And we can see that that love was reciprocated on the part of the first Christians. It's very clear in the Acts of the Apostles, in that scene where St. Paul bids farewell to the elders of Ephesus, and the elders are hugging him, kissing him, weeping as they take him to the boat, knowing that they'll never see him again. We also see a portrait of the early Christian communities as St. Paul envisioned them. He's very clear, for instance, about the need for the Christians to remain in the state where they were when they were first called as Christians, whether that's as free men or slaves or circumcised, uncircumcised. He says, stay where you are, live your life as a Christian where you are in society. And when he gives them moral rules, he talks about the situation in which they find themselves in society, whether it's as citizens under rulers or as parents looking over their children, husbands and wives, masters and slaves. And he tells them in those situations to respect authority. But in doing so, he's also telling them to transform those situations into schools, as it were, of Christian virtue, where they can live humility and a spirit of service towards everyone. He's also clear about the need for the Christians to work. They can't be idle. He says if someone doesn't want to work, let them not eat. But I would say that the key word, if we want to understand St. Paul's hopes for the Christian communities, is the word saints. St. Paul refers to those early Christians as saints, and that's a reminder that wherever they are, whether they're masters or slaves, husbands or wives, rulers or subjects, they are called to be holy, to be truly saints in that Greco-Roman world. And that's a message that can be still applied to us today.